Testing. Hey, I don't know if everybody can see me or not. Okay. Anyway, hello everybody. My name is Norman, and I am a puppet. And I want to come to you because I know Sultana Jones. So, if you Google Sultana Jones, you're gonna know that it is her, and I know her. So anyway, I just want to sing a little song for you, and what's that thing?
Norman, this is your preview.
I know, but I don't know exactly what to sing. And I'm inside, outside, upside, outside, happy as can be. I'm inside, upside, happy as can be. That Jesus Christ came in and washed me clean as sin. I'm inside, outside, upside, downside, happy as can be. How does that? Anyway, is this how you turn it off? How do you turn this thing off? How do you turn it off?
Turn the button on the left. The button on the left, Norman.
I don't have a button on the left. Oh, I see it.
Outreach, prayer, media, missions, Godsend Ministry International, and Jashore, Bangladesh. Hi, I'm Mama T. Let's fill the biggest suitcase to help the precious children in Jashore, Bangladesh, and the nationals who take the gospel everywhere. Support Bishop Dalam Ghazi with a suitcase of supplies that will help so many. Let's fill that suitcase up.
Hello, everybody. I just want to read a little story. It's called There Wasn't a Lady Who Swallowed a Fly. Yep, that sounds yucky, but it's the story. So it goes like this. There wasn't a lady who swallowed a fly. But I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I just surprised. There wasn't no lady who swallowed a spider that jiggled and tickled and tickled inside her. That's so funny. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. I don't know why she swallowed the fly. I guess she'll cry. There was an old lady who swallowed a bird. How absurd! He swallowed a bird. He swallowed a bird to catch the spider that wiggled and tickled inside her. He swallowed the spider to catch the fly, but a fly. Anyway, should I keep going?
Yeah. What do you think?
Oh yeah, Norman, but you forgot your theme song.
What's my theme song?
Hawaii 5-0.
Can we say something different, Mr. Kevin? There's gotta be another song out there like Little Babuga or Down by the Bay. Something like that. Mr. Rocky sings those songs. I like them.
Norman, I didn't know you like Rafi.
Oh, yes. I like Mr. Rossi's music because it's funny.
And you would rather hear that than Hawaii Five-O?
Yes, I think so. I think yes, yes, yep. Mm-hmm.
Hawaii Five-O fits so well with the atmosphere you're in right now.
I know. Look at the beach. I'm on the beach and the wind is blowing.
Dano,
Mama, can you control him?
Kevin, nobody understands that in this generation. So right now you just sound crazy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it. You put it so nicely.
Go on with the story.
There was an old lady who swallowed a cat. Imagine that. She swallowed a cat. He followed the cat to catch the bird. She followed the bird to catch the spider that wiggled and jiggled and tickled inside her. She swallowed the spider to catch the fly. But I don't know why. Hey, Mr. Kevin, why would somebody swallow a fly? I mean, after all, I don't think that's a good thing.
well, I think it probably happened by accident.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. A little bit. Mm-hmm. So I keep going.
Well, we can continue the story later.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I just want to say that I had so much fun reading the story, and you can go to your library and you can get the story too, or you can ask your mother to download it on the computer for you. And yeah,
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Da.
I have a question.
Well, go ahead, Norman.
Hey,
Yes, sir. Yes,
okay.
absolutely.
So I'm going to say goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.
Goodbye, Norman.
Bye, Norman.
Hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Kevin, and I want to share with you something that's very, very special and important to me. I was always fascinated with planes in the sky. And so I began to really get into paper airplanes. And so I would like to share these paper airplanes with you. So the first one I call the Basic. This was inspired by my older brother, Teddy, who is a minister too. And he taught me this plane. And out of that plane came so many of the planes that I made. The second one is called the Clamston. Now, I don't know why I named that, but I named it the Clamston plane. And this one has a lot of variations. It's designed to be thrown off of a hill. Even though you can't fly it on ground, it just doesn't have as long a flight. Now, before I get into 3 and 4, I find that most planes that are made for height don't fly real well inside your house, but the Basic can fly inside or outside. The Clamston can fly inside, but not as well. But when you take it outside, particularly on a hill, it can do a lot of great things. So I sure hope that you will show me your creativity when you make your version of the same plane. The third type is what I call the aerodynamic 1. And the fourth type is the aerodynamic 2. And all that really means is that I have two planes with a flat nose. And then I have 2 planes with a pointed nose. And the pointed nose planes are just called aerodynamic model 1, aerodynamic model 2. And that's all there is. So these are the 4 basic ones that I want to share with you. So anyway, we will get into the Basic, the Clamston, aerodynamic 1, aerodynamic 2, and we'll be making variations on the same models. So please join me as we get into the basic. All right, this is what I call the basic. Get an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and let's get started. Now, something I like to do, I like to fold my paper, usually the long way, in half. Now, this is very important because I'm using that as a guideline when I make additional folds in my plane creation. So you see that line going straight down the middle there. All right, now I'm going to make my first fold, and you can see already where that line comes in handy, because this allows me to make my plane even. And planes just do a little bit better if both sides are equal to one another. Okay, now I've made some pretty crooked planes over the years, but I found out that if you fold your paper in the middle, it will really help. Now I'm going to fold it down, and you don't have to take it this far down. I just like to take it this far down for this particular model I'm making. You can make all sorts of lengths and all sorts of heights, but it just depends on your preference. And now here's the first fold. And notice how I'm going right to that line in the middle, right to that line in the middle that we made in the very beginning. So that's fold number 1. Here's fold number 2. And see, it's going right to that line. Now, this is something very important here. You see that little tab sitting there, that overlapping tab there? That overlapping tab that you see right there is designed, okay, to keep those folds down. So then I fold it back like that, in that manner, and that will hold the 2 folds down. Okay, now, as you look at this, you can flip the plane and fold it inside or out. In this particular case, I'm folding it on the outside this time, where you can actually see the little clip that I made there, okay, which holds the folds together. And so your plane should look like this at this point. And of course, repeat the video if you want to, if you think you missed something. Now I'm making my first fold for my wings. Okay, and there again, I try to do what I do on one side, I try to make sure that I do on the other side. Try to make it as even as I can, which is why I use that guideline in the beginning. This is what you call the basic, and it's very basic. And it also has the flat nose. Now, I don't think there's really much difference between the flat nose and the sharp nose, except for looks. But I will say this particular plane probably flies better indoors than it does outdoors, though it doesn't do bad outside either, if the wind is not so bad. But this is our basic. Next time, we're going to get into the variation, or at least one variation of the basic. Now, I find that the basic doesn't have as many variations as the others, but still, there are different things that you can do to change or to impact the flight of your plane. So join us next time on J316 Planes. Bye-bye.
Outreach, prayer, media, missions. God brought together a mother and son relationship that created God Send Ministry International, missions in Bangladesh. This ministry reaches out in so many ways. 300 orphans, 100 pennies, widows, 3 college campuses, 2 high school campuses, 27 house churches, 28 pastors, 25 leaders in training, 2 girls hostels, 2 boys hostels, 5 villages, 2 schools, and 1 Bible college. Godson Ministry International supports all of these outreaches in Jashore, Bangladesh. Please help us to touch the untouched for the gospel.
Oh, oh my goodness. Oh, oh no.
Norman, what is the matter?
Um, oh no.
Norman, I've never seen you this nervous before. What's going on? What is the matter?
Oh, Mama T, I have to read this in front of all the kids and everybody, and in front of the biggest kid and the whole school. He's got to read it too. And oh, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Norman,
Mr. Kevin, Mr. Kevin,
Mr. No-
Mr. Kevin.
Norman, please calm down. Calm down. What? There's no need to be so upset. You are very smart.
Mr. Kevin, every time I have to read this paper in front of somebody, I get so nervous. I start shaking like this. And then all of a sudden, Mr. Kevin, I drop the paper just like that.
Oh, Norman. I have to ask you a question though. What does this have to do with this kid?
Well, he is only the biggest of all the kids in the whole school, and he's so smart, and he does everything right, and everybody's afraid of him anyway because he's the biggest. And so,
Well, what's that got to do with being smart or being a good reader?
well, Mr. Kevin, I don't know. I just don't want to be. I'm so small compared to him.
Well, Norman, I think Mama T's going to have your answer, but I do believe it's more of what's going on the inside of you than a person on the outside of you.
Something's on the inside of me.
Yes, Mama T will explain.
yes. Oh, it looks just like you're afraid, Norman. And I'm going to let you know something, that Jesus will help you defeat that big old giant thing that you have to do. Any situation that gets in front of you, you can do. There's nothing that you can't do without Jesus helping you. Christ in me, he's the one that helps you. You can do all things through Jesus Christ who gives you the strength.
You mean I can do anything?
Yes, you can do anything through Christ who gives you strength.
Oh, Mama T, are you sure?
Yes. You know what? In fact, there's this little boy. He was a young boy and he had to defeat a giant. Do you know his name was David?
Oh, David. That's a good name. My name's Norman.
I know your name's Norman.
I'm Norman,
I know you're Norman.
and that's a good name too.
Let's not get derailed. Okay, so he had to defeat this giant, and the giant would make everybody scared. And the giant was like a big bully, and he would make everybody afraid that he could do better things than them, and that nobody can defeat him because he was the champion, and he was the biggest one.
Oh, and everybody was scared of him, weren't they?
Yes, just like you were scared. And you shouldn't be scared because Jesus is going to help you out. Well, David heard this man say all these bad things about God, and David loved God with all his heart.
Yeah, I remember when I asked Jesus to come into my heart, and I feel so much better. And I love him too.
Yeah. And so what happened was David picked up a stone and put it in a slingshot.
Oh, and then what happened?
And then he came up to the giant. He says, I'm going to defeat you, you giant. You're not going to say those things about our God, because God can do anything. And you know what the giant said? Oh, no, tell me. The giant said, I'm going to beat you up, and I'm going to do all these terrible things and everything. And David says, not today. It's not going to happen today. Oh, I can't believe it. Oh my goodness. Then what happened? Then David picked up a stone, put it in his slingshot, and ran up to the giant and slung it and threw it at the giant, and it hit him square in the head, and the giant fell down. Like this? Yeah, like that. So then he had won. He defeated that big, bad giant. And you will have no trouble doing your reading if you depend upon Jesus to work through you, to do all the things you don't think you can do. Can you do me a favor? What's that, Mama T? That was really helpful. David is amazing. Yeah, like you're amazing. Aw. Can you sit next to me? I want to talk to the boys and girls for a second. Oh, sure. I won't have any problem. I'll sit down there. Okay, go down there. Oh, okay, be careful. Boys and girls, I just want to say to you, there are times when you have to come against something you're afraid of. And you'll have that opportunity. And sometimes it feels like a giant, and that you're not going to be able to defeat it. You're not going to be able to do something because it's scary and you've never done anything like that before. Maybe you have to read in front of somebody, or you have to perform, or you're in a new situation that you've never done before, or in a class you've never been in before. There are all kinds of, and you have to move, and you'll have to go to new friends and everything. You never know the situation that you're put in. And sometimes it feels like you can't do it, but I'm letting you know, Jesus can help you do it. Just take a moment and ask him, dear Jesus, please give me the strength to be able to go forward and do this thing. And he will. He'll help you. Just like he helped David defeat that giant. And just like he's going to help Norman, when Norman has to read that paper in front of all those people in front of that big kid. So it's amazing. And I know that you can do things too. Just ask him. Okay? Can I come back? Yeah, you can come back. Come on up here. I have to help him up. Can you come up? Give me your arm. Can I have your arm? Okay, thank you. Let's pull.
You are, Norman.
You can let go.
Norman.
You can let go.
Norman, can you get up here?
I'm here.
Norman.
I'm up here.
Norman.
Stay. Okay, let go of my arm. I was just playing, Mama T. It was funny.
It's good, Norman, to see that you're back to your cheery self. Looks like you got confidence.
I do. I have confidence because Jesus' love is bubbling on the inside of me, and I could do anything.
You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you, huh, Norman?
Yes, everything. Even read that paper, Mr. Kevin.
Well, that seems to me that it makes you an overcomer.
An overcomer.
Oh, that's right. An overcomer.
An overcomer.
Norman the Overcomer.
That's right. That's who I am. I'm Norman. I'm Norman. Did you know I was Norman?
Norman the Overcomer.
The overcomer. Sing a song, Mr. Kevin.
All right.
Okay, Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin.
Okay, Norman.
I have a different song, Mr. Kevin.
Okay. Go ahead, Norman. Do your thing.
Okay. Jesus love is the bubbling over. Jesus love is bubbling over. Jesus love is the bubbling over. Hallelujah. It's Jesus love is the bubbling over. Jesus love is the bubbling over. Jesus love is bubbling over. Hallelujah. Your turn, Mama T.
It's a bubble, 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 bubbling over. Bubble, 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 bubbling over. Bubble, 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 bubbling over. Hallelujah. It's a bubble, 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 bubbling over. Bubble, 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 bubbling over. Bubble, 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 bubbling over. Hallelujah.
Jesus love is bubbling over. Jesus love is bubbling over. Jesus love is bubbling over. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Yay, Norman.
Hey, Norman, that was excellent.
Excellent, Norman.
Can I turn it off again today?
Oh, yes, you can, Norman.
Okay.
Right on that.
Wait a minute. Let me look really close.
Go ahead, remember, Norman, it's the red button.
The red button.
When you see that little red button, it's like a little,
It's a-
it's the, no, it's